This School of Hard Knocks fight is an amateur bout in the 135-pound division and is brought to you by Scott Safety. And now, let's meet the fighters. Please welcome BJ Baldonado.
BJ Baldonado fighting out of the blue corner in the Gracie Baja gym here in Calgary. We saw an earlier fight with a Gracie Baja fighter and ended in a victory. We'll see whether or not that continues here as BJ Baldonado comes down to the cage. We saw him a few months ago at HK20, fought at 145 pounds, cut down to 135 pounds for this fight, and feels after the decision loss to Rod Powell, it was a good move to get down into the lighter weight class. More fighters of his body type in the 135-pound class.
Yeah, and you look at BJ Baldonado, he has a solid jiu-jitsu background. He's done various tournaments. He went to Grappler's Quest in Toronto and was third. And he understands that and respects Andrew Shenfield's stand-up game. He has watched game tape on him a few times. He feels he has the edge in jiu-jitsu, so he's looking to hopefully take this fight to the ground and take away Shenfield's ability to stand and bang.
The jiu-jitsu teacher now at Gracie Baja is BJ Baldonado. And again, you mentioned Grappler Quest in Toronto, and that was a UFC fan event. A lot of elite level grapplers got to that fight. BJ very upset that he didn't make it to the final, but he did also win his final fight, getting that third place finish. And we've seen BJ in several jiu-jitsu tournaments, has fought all over the world in jiu-jitsu tournaments, and normally places in the top 4 or top 5 in those tournaments. So if this fight goes to the ground, I believe it will be a marked advantage for BJ Baldonado.
And his opponent, please welcome Andrew Shenfield.
And Andrew Shenfield comes to us out of Edmonton, picks martial arts in Edmonton, weighed in at 133.5 pounds. We've seen him fight in the Hard Knocks Fighting Championship before, and feels that he's a lot more calm headed into this fight. The nerves aren't going to be as big an issue as they were for him in the first fight.
And we mentioned this before, that nerves are a big thing the first time you enter into the cage. You don't know how you're going to react to the first time you get somebody actually punching you. It's different in training. You know the guy's not out there to kill you. He's not out there to hit you as hard as he can. That's not the same when you enter into the Hard Knocks cage. But felt that he was very successful in his first fight. Won his first fight. And now is more of a student of the game. Watch some tape on BJ Baldonado, and he's been working specifically on submissions from guard and sweeps from the guard, and they've been focusing on those, as he knows that BJ Baldonado is an excellent practitioner of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I've been training now for 3 years in mixed martial arts, and again, won his debut fight here in the Hard Knocks Fighting Championship. It's interesting talking to him because, again, everything he did in this camp was to prepare for BJ Baldonado, and it's an interesting approach here in the Hard Knocks Fighting Championship. We have a lot of fighters, especially at the amateur level, who say, I don't watch my opponent's tape. I worry about my own skills. I worry about my own game plan. Andrew Shenfield, exactly the opposite, as are other members of the Red Dragons fight team.
And we go to Jay Denance for the official announcement of the fight.
And now, the official Hard Knocks fighter introductions. In the Rig Pig Apparel blue corner, he's 0-1 as an amateur. He's 32 years old and stands 5 feet, 5 inches tall. He weighed in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Gracie Baja from Calgary, please welcome Hard Knocks fighter, BJ Baldonado. And in the Two Amigos Moving and Storage red corner, he's 1-0 as an amateur, 22 years old, and stands 5 feet, 8 inches tall. He weighed in at 133.5 1/2 pounds, fighting out of Pix Martial Arts from Edmonton, please welcome Hard Knocks fighter, Andrew Shenfield. This bout will be contested under amateur rules. The referee in charge of the Hard Knocks action is Mr. Len Coivisto.
So as we get set for our 7th fight of the evening, BJ Baldonado coming out of the blue corner with the black trunks. Also black trunks for Andrew Shenfield. And the easiest way to tell them apart, I guess, is that BJ Baldonado is the bald guy.
And has tattoos on his chest of his kids.
Yes, and has his children's faces tattooed on their chest.
Nice
big kick to the midsection of Shenfield. As both these fighters stay low, you can see Shenfield worried about the takedown as he's really keeping a low center of gravity, but a big right hand from Baldonado has Shenfield down, and he swarmed. Baldonado swarms, but Shenfield seems to have recovered here, but Baldonado trying to work that jiu-jitsu and trying to get in, and finds himself now in the half guard of Shenfield.
Safest thing to do when you get rocked in an amateur fight in the Calgary Commission is to go to the ground. That means you can't be punched in the head anymore. You can't be contacted to the head anymore. So good technique, and then good intelligent defending by Andrew Shenfield. You don't want to give that official a reason to stop that fight early, and Shenfield, as soon as he went down, was defending. So great job there by Shenfield to get his composure back, but a big shot by BJ Baldonado to set the whole thing started.
And more strikes coming from Baldonado now that they're on the ground. Shenfield is doing what he can to not let that arm get isolated, because that's what you can see BJ Baldonado from our vantage point is trying to do. He's pulling that arm up, trying to isolate it, likely looking to roll it over into an arm bar, something that we see from the Gracie Barra fighters on a regular basis here in Hard Knocks, and Shenfield doing everything he can to keep those limbs in tight and not allow for that arm bar to happen.
You might also look here if he's able to pass the arm on the right side, that when he's creeped up like that, to do a on the top triangle choke. So we'll see what he goes to go for. But he's really high up at this point, not landing any strikes, and giving Andrew Shenfield an opportunity to be able to get off his back.
At one, just laying one hand on the face of Shenfield. Again, strikes to the head of a downed opponent, not legal here in the amateur rules under the Calgary Combative Sports Commission. Shenfield trying to defend, but not able to do much from here. Baldonado very patient, waiting for his opportunity, perhaps waiting for Shenfield to make a mistake, and he may have done so as he's exposed an arm and immediately taps. Andrew Shenfield taps to BJ Baldonado, who gets his first mixed martial arts victory here in the Hard Knocks Fighting Championship. And when we've got an award for stoppage of the night, and through 7 fights, we've got one stoppage, a quick nomination for BJ Baldonado for stoppage of the night.
Well, yeah, he did a great job. It's our now second stoppage of the night. As it stands, Cody Clark was going to win every single stoppage award, but now some competition for BJ Baldonado. And if you watch here, as he's, like Ryan mentioned, he's extremely patient, trying to get into the good position, and he gets it once it's nice and solid, and he knows he's going to end up in a good solid shot, slips it in, gets to a good position, extends, and I think on the way over, definitely Andrew Shenfield knew that this was going to be tight and it was going to be solid. So great job by BJ Baldonado. He's going to win his first fight. Always special for any fighter to win your first fight. And with his coach Josh Russell now doing a nice little pose for the camera. And looks like we have our official decision. We're going to head to Jaden Answers in the center of the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official decision is in. Brought to you by Scott's Safety. The winner by tap out due to armbar at 2 minutes and 13 seconds in the very first round. In the blue corner, BJ Baldonado.
BJ Baldonado with his first amateur victory. He's going to be in the center with Ryan.
Center of the cage. Didn't work out so well for you the last time you stepped in the Hard Knocks cage. Tonight, really got to show off your jiu-jitsu.
I don't know if I'm good. I just do what we do. I train every day, so do what feels natural. Right?
Now, far be it for me to suggest that the Gracie Barra move is the arm bar, but walk us through the finish here if you can.
I just worked his arm up until I could get my hips behind it, and then we go to his knees and let this arm out and I took it. So.
How patient did you feel you had to be because you were sitting on top of him for a while, just one hand on his face, waiting for that mistake?
Well, I was comfortable there. He's carrying my weight, so I can sit there all day. So.
Fair enough. I'm sure you got sponsors and coaches to thank.
Yeah, I got a great team at Gracie Baja. We're like a family, right? So we do what we do. We take care of each other. We train hard. I got a lot of friends here coming out supporting me. Thank them too. My family at home. It's great. I got a great team on me. So.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for your winner, BJ Baldonado.
Come down to the Subway Soccer Center September 7th, 2012 for Hard Knocks 27. Live MMA action in Calgary. Visit hardknocksfighting.com to get your tickets.